Die! 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 That was much more violent than I was expecting, but it had to be done. That Cataquack thought he could come into my home, my territory, and screw around? No, I'm not having any of that. God, what if he was sent by the IRS? And I just moved here too. No, I'm probably just overthinking it. I mean, he probably just snuck in my bag when I left Delfino, right?
You know, I could have handled that so much easier.
The hell? Who said that? You know what? I'm probably just hallucinating. That whole ordeal really took a toll on my brain. So, to cleanse my mind of the atrocities I've just committed, I'm gonna do what I do best. Talk about DS games. Alright, let's rewind. A few months back we talked about Super Mario 64, a game that has certainly shown its age, but is still good fun regardless. Then we talked about Mario Sunshine, a janky mess that experimented with plenty of weird ideas and still managed to be pretty fun anyway. Now, you've probably got a good idea where we go next. Super Mario 64 DS, baby. What, you thought it was time for Galaxy? Nah, not yet. I'll talk about whatever the hell I want. In all reality though, we're talking about this game today because there's a level somewhat based on Mario Sunshine in it. Yeah, that's it. I guess that's not as good of a segue from Sunshine as I thought, especially since Mario Galaxy had Cataquacks, and Galaxy 2 had Piantas and a level ripped straight out of Sunshine, but too late now! So I don't think it'd be too incorrect to claim that the DS was Nintendo's golden child. It's the second best-selling system of all time, coming in at 154 million units sold. You hear that? No DS, no bitches. The DS was just a cool thing to have in the 2000s. Core gamers could still have a blast with it, considering there were plenty of mainline games in Nintendo's first-party series, while people outside of Nintendo's core audience could still have fun as well with games like Brain Age. I mean, there are no shortage of good games here. I never had a DS myself, but I did have a 3DS, which was backwards compatible, so I still played a lot of DS games like Pokémon Ranger, Mega Man ZX Advent, and today's topic. Every console has a launch. Some are definitely better than others, looking at you 3DS, but one thing Nintendo was known to do for a while was launching their systems with a mainline Mario game. Now, that started to phase out with the GameCube, so the DS was one of the last times we'd see a system launch with a Mario game. The DS didn't exactly have the best launch lineup, featuring Madden, a Metroid Prime Hunter's demo, and Pokémon Dash, among others. But it had a Mario game, so surely it'd be okay, right? Now, this game is very near and dear to my heart. I remember getting this game for Christmas when I was 7 years old, alongside a 3DS XL and Paper Mario sticker stuff. I played the hell out of this game, man. I mean, not quite as much as Pokemon Black 2, that was my game, but this was my first 3D Mario game, and I remember loving every second of it. But is it really as good as I remember? Alright, let's boot up the game, skip past Peach's dumbass invitation, and start doing the Mario. Who the hell are they? I know damn well Peach wasn't inviting 3 whole people to have her cake. Or was she? So here's the main gimmick of the game. You can play as 4 characters in this game rather than just Mario like before. But wait, that's only 3 characters! Yeah, I know, I'm not blind. Oh shit. So remember how Yoshi was up there on top of the castle in the original game? Yeah, he's still up there now, and I gotta say, he's lost a lot of weight since then. I mean, everyone has. While we're talking about cake, Mario's unfortunately lost all that cake he had in the original game.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
So apparently this time around, Mario is just so much more incompetent and he gets captured by Bowser. Literally how? He was perfectly fine in the original game, and now he has 2 buddies to back him up and they all get kidnapped? So now Yoshi has to come in and clean up the mess. If you ask me, I say Yoshi is the protagonist of this game. I mean, it's up to him to start the quest to beat Bowser. If he never woke up that day, they would have just been screwed. Plus, you could probably just play the entire game as Yoshi for reasons I'll touch on in a bit.
touch. Like the touch screen? Okay, I'll shut up. Alright, I'm not here to waste your time and reiterate everything that we already went over in Mario 64, so I'll try to focus on things that are specific to this game that weren't in the original. First of all, let's talk graphics. They aren't good. Everything is just so pixelated and scrunched up, and I get that, it has to fit on the DS's screens. And I get that it also doesn't look as bad when playing on the original hardware since it fits the screens perfectly. It's just a shame, you know? The models in this game are so much better than the originals. They have so much more detail, and yet it's hard to really enjoy that because of the limitations of the hardware. The same goes for the audio. Listen to the audio in the original game and you'll hear just how crisp it is. I mean, it's coming out of your TV, not the console itself, so that makes sense. But the DS speakers are kind of ass, so the audio is super compressed. I can literally taste it in the air. So you get to play as all these characters, but is there something special about that, or is it just a matter of, yeah, I want to be green today? Well, you remember the power-ups from the original game? That's the point. Each character has a special ability they can get from the Power Flower, one that will help them get certain stars. Mario can blow up like a balloon, just like he did in Super Mario World, allowing him to float up to higher places. Yoshi can breathe fire, allowing him to melt ice.
Hey man, this conversation's starting to get real awkward. Got any way we can break the ice?
Luigi and Wario's abilities are returning ones from Mario 64. Luigi is the only one who can use the Vanish Cap, and Wario is the only one who can use the Metal Cap. They function the exact same as they did before, so if you played the old game, you should be familiar with them. Even without the abilities though, these characters all have different characteristics that might make you want to play as one rather than another. I mean, this isn't a new thing at all, they were doing this back in Mario 2, but let's take a look anyway. Yoshi can't punch like the other characters can, but he's brought something of his own that you may be familiar with to make up for it.
Ebola?
Just like in the Yoshi's Island series, he can swallow enemies and turn them into eggs, which he can then throw at enemies. Look, as fun as it is to beat up enemies like him in GTA, this is still pretty cool.
Oh shit, a Goomba!
He also has the flutter jump, which is pretty useful. Mario is Mario, there's nothing else I can say about that. As per usual, he's pretty balanced. Luigi is far weaker than the other characters, but he's got a really great jump, which is definitely helpful. For example, remember that part in Big Boo's Haunt where you had to do a side somersault wall jump to get up toward the balcony? Yeah, you can just backflip with Luigi and he gets enough height to get up there. Lastly, we have Wario. He's really slow and his jump is atrocious, but he's the strongest character in the game. There are these dark blocks that only he can break, so if you see one, there might be a star waiting for you if you bring our pissy yellow friend over. So remember how I said you could probably play through most of the game as Yoshi? In each of the levels you might find caps that belong to one of the heroes, and if you put them on, it turns you into that character. It's literally like Mario Odyssey, but reversed. But of course, nothing can ever be easy in life. You have to unlock all these characters as you progress the game, which I guess isn't that big of a deal since you get a taste of each one of them through the caps, but still. But that brings us into our next topic, new levels. To unlock each new hero, you have to go through a brand new level and beat a boss to get a key that unlocks the door that the hero is trapped behind. To unlock Mario, you have to go through this weird swamp-like place and defeat Goombas, a character from Paper Mario, interestingly enough. To unlock Luigi, you have to find the Luigi painting in Big Boo's Haunt, leading you to another haunted house level where you get to fight King Boo. And I actually mean King Boo, not this bootleg Big Boo. This level's actually pretty interesting since you have 4 doors to choose from and you have to listen to King Boo's voice to figure out where to go, with the correct door being where you hear him the loudest. And lastly, to unlock Wario, you use the invisible cap to walk through this mirror and enter a Wario painting, where you progress through a snow level and fight a bully named Chief Chili. Now that I think about it, it's kind of interesting that these characters are trapped inside paintings. Of course, you were already entering paintings in the original game, but characters being trapped inside is something straight out of Luigi's Mansion. There are a few new secret levels as well, the kind that you only get 1 star from, like Peach's Slide or the Aquarium. First up is the Sunshine Isles, the entire reason we're talking about this game right now instead of Galaxy. It's boring. It's a tiny level with some small islands and a bird. That's it. I mean, the Delfino Plaza theme plays in this level, so that's cool, but as we've discussed, the audio in this game isn't the best, so I'd rather just listen to the original music. The other new secret level is Battle Fort, something that looks straight out of Mario Kart's battle mode. I mean, it's literally called Battle Fort. Yeah, I don't even know how to describe this level. There's cannonballs, there's a big purple grape, but not much going on here. Now, what do these 2 levels have in common?
Nicotine addiction?
Both of these levels contain silver stars. If you remember, Mario 64 had 120 stars, The 64DS has 150. There are two big types of stars that you might find in most of the levels that were added in this game. The first is Silver Star missions. You have to find 5 Silver Stars across the level, and once you do, they come together to form an actual Power Star. So it's kind of like those missions in the original game where you had to find 5 secrets, but this time, you can actually see what you're looking for. Silver Stars would go on to return to Mario Galaxy, so I guess someone out there liked them. The other new type of star is a Switch Star. There's a switch somewhere in the level that spawns a star, and then you have to reach it before time runs out. Because there's something we all love, it's timed events. Remember the rabbit Mips from Mario 64? Yeah, he had a lot of sex, so now there's 28 of them. Each character has 7 different rabbits they can catch that are color-coded for them specifically, and catching one unlocks a minigame, which we'll touch on in a bit. There are also glowing rabbits that can appear, netting you a star once you catch 8 of them. Don't ask me why they're glowing, they're shiny Pokémon or something.
Is it time? I think it might be time. It might be the time where I get to verbalize why I hate this game so much. Because the people have a right to know.
Nah, man, still a few more minutes.
Okay, I can do that. Start the timer. I still have more I could talk about before then.
So there are 2 extra modes in this game that you should be aware of. The first one is Versus Mode, something I think a lot of people were looking forward to when Nintendo first showed it off. Multiplayer has always been a staple for Mario games. That is, if you call switching off after every death multiplayer. The only thing different here is that he's green now, why should I care? No, this game fully realized our dreams of being able to play a 3D Mario game together. Kind of. So I'm sure some people were hoping for something along the lines of being able to play through the entire game with multiple players, a la 3D World. Yeah, nah, sorry. I can't say I blame them, since Nintendo definitely showed some footage of co-op multiplayer at E3 2004, but it just didn't make it into the final game for whatever reason. Versus Mode gives you the choice of 4 stages for you and your friends to play on, where you have to collect the stars that show up in the level. Whoever has the most stars wins. It's not a very fleshed out mode by any means, it's pretty bare bones, and that's coming from someone who's never even played with another person before. It feels like it's trying to be like Mario Kart's battle mode, but if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, just play Mario Kart. The other mode is the Rec Room, which allows you to play plenty of mini-games that you unlock by catching the rabbits. I remember spending plenty of time with these mini-games as a kid. Let's take a look at some of them. Wanted shows you a wanted poster for one of the characters, and you have to find them amidst the other characters on the bottom screen.
Man, I knew Mario was a good role model. He's just like me.
It's basically just Where's Waldo, so if you're good at that, you'll be good at this. Love's Me features Yoshi searching for love advice for some reason. I feel like if any character fits this, it isn't Yoshi, but whatever, this scene is beautiful, so I'll take it. This isn't really much of a game, you just pluck the flower petals until you reach the end, where you find out if they'll love me or love me not. Look, Yoshi, who is it, man? Because I'm just saying, if it's Birdo, it is not worth it. Here's Talk Box Shuffle, it's just a cup game. I only bring this one up because look at Mario's face. Sword or Splode has you sort red and black bob-ombs into their correct locations before they explode, but this one's weird. Nintendo, what are you trying to get at here? This is clear segregation. I mean, I get that the 2 factions are at war or whatever, but still. All of Luigi's minigames are in a casino, because if anyone was going to endorse gambling, it was Luigi. I mean, how do you think he could afford that mansion? So yeah, we got slots, memory games, a roulette, and more there. We could talk more at length about these minigames, but they're not really that interesting. Just another small time waster. Plus, I really just wanted to list the ones I actually played, which wasn't many of them, so I really don't know how I actually spent so much time playing them. New Super Mario Bros. Also continued this, having some similar minigames you could play, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
You know what else New Super Mario Bros. Had? Good controls. Because it was a 2D game, so how do you screw that up? Well, time's up now, so let's talk about the polar opposite of that. I hate Mario 64 DS. It's not because of the game itself, I think it did some really amazing things that just enhanced the experience. But why the DS? You could have waited until the Wii, and then you'd have an amazing remake on your hands, instead of this subpar one.
You used an analog stick before, right? Imagine playing a 3D platformer without that. Imagine playing a 3D platformer without 8 directions. Imagine playing a 3D platformer with a goddamn D-pad! I get that it's the symbol of Jesus Christ, but I think he'd much rather we play with an analog stick. This game needed an analog stick. Playing with the D-pad is just not intuitive at all. The original game was really fun and you could move in all 8 directions just like God intended. This made it really easy to do all the acrobatic stuff you needed to. I can barely pull off a side somersault in this game because I can't go at an angle when I need to. Plus, the camera is still ass, which just puts me in even more predicaments where I need to go at an angle, and I can't go at an angle. It just feels like I have a way smaller sense of control than I did in the original game. Even playing on the 3DS or playing on an emulator while using a controller with an analog stick. It doesn't help because it doesn't change the fact that the game wasn't programmed to go in 4 directions. Did I just never notice this as a kid, or did I just not care? I seriously love everything new that they added to this game, but when I'm pissed off the entire time I'm playing, is it really worth it? Man, how sick would it have been to just remake Mario 64 and have it be like Galaxy? That would have been amazing, and they could have added even more new features without technical limitations. But no! Nintendo had to chain this game down when it had so much potential. Alright, let's calm down. Back when we talked about Mario 64, I talked about some hoaxes and rumors regarding the game. There is definitely not as many in this game, but there is one that comes to mind. Similarly to how everyone thought Luigi was in Mario 64, some people believed that Waluigi was in 64DS. A guy by the name of Andrew Brown created a fake magazine article for April Fool's Day in 2005, claiming that Waluigi was a secret character in the game, having the ability to do a super high spring jump and run super fast. Somehow this image spread like wildfire and got passed along as fact, with many people believing Waluigi was actually in the game. I mean, the guy literally uploaded the image to DeviantArt. Nobody thought to look into this any deeper? I mean, it got me pretty good, but still.
And yeah, that's all I gotta say about Mario 64 DS. It's been really fun to clown on it, and it really deserved it, but you know, having such strong opinions makes me really tired, so...
You could have all the power in the world.
God damn it! Who is talking right now? It's no one here but me, myself, and I. Like, is my house haunted? Is that what's going on here? It sounded like it came from over this way. Man, these sunglasses, they give me a bad vibe. I mean, I bought these at a random yard sale. The guy said something about them belonging to a serial killer, but, I mean, he just hated Cocoa Puffs, right? Nothing too blasphemous. Okay. Well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Infinite power does sound really nice, I gotta admit. So, yeah, let's do this. Now or never. Whoa.
Whoa. Body feels great. Very agile. I like it. Oh yeah, you're not alone in here anymore. Yeah, these glasses, they had my soul in them. I don't really know how that happened, but I died out there one day. And now, I'm in here with you. You know, I get the feeling that you aren't such a straight arrow, like, not like you appear to be. I'll get you a deal. Let me join you, and you can have all the power you want in the world. I am what you would call a serial killer, so I have a lot of power on my hands, you know? Well, I'll show you sweating your ass off right now from this whole predicament. So, I'll give you your body back for right now, but if you ever need strength, the sunglasses are always there. Just be ready for a little 50-50 partnership. That fair?
Jesus Christ! What the frick was that? It felt like there was someone inside me. Like I wasn't alone. It actually felt just like when you wear one of those caps in Mario 64 DS. God. I don't know what's up with that, but it's not right. God, that's terrifying. Oh, come on. We're not doing this thing with the knocking again. What now? Is there another cataclysm coming to see my tax receipts?